has a little breathing area, and Kyle Macy, I believe, will start the second half.
You know, Al, thinking about this small ball club that they've got in the game for Arkansas, there you see some additional statistics coming up. But, you know, I think they could beat Kentucky with that small team because they're very difficult to match up. It's 4-6-5.
Kentucky has taken the court. They'll start with Roby at center, Givens and Lee at the forwards. Macy is in there with Clater. Each man has 3 fouls, Clater and Macy. Arkansas, Moncrief, Brewer, and Delp.
Into 4 regions: the Mid-East, the West, the East, and the Midwest. Kentucky was in the Mid-East with other teams like Florida State, Providence, Michigan State, Western Kentucky, Syracuse, Miami of Ohio, and the defending champions from Marquette University. And speaking of spectacular moments, the next 2 plays of
seconds remaining in the first half. The top-rated Wildcats played the Final 4 Cinderella Duke. These sports in this college basketball year, some of our all-stars against the Russians. 2 weeks from yesterday, listen to the names involved. Bailey of Rutgers, Bird of Indiana State, Carroll of $40,000, and that'll be followed as you get a golf doubleheader each day by the Colgate.
We're seeing, Gary, some great coaching moves in this game. Denny Crum and what he's done with his pressure. Joe Hall and what he's been able to do in stretch. Ball was released, even though that the clock showed 0, the ball had been released from the hand prior to that time.
Billy, it seems almost fitting and proper that when you wait so long for a classic time, and we still are waiting the first team to be added to the 1983 Final 4 in Albuquerque. The second one will be decided later.
The motorcycles, Honda, follow the leader. And by Xerox, managing information.
Buck Johnson and Kenny Walker, when Kentucky has really played pretty much of a poised game and a smart game.
Indeed they have. It didn't really in the second half. You know, when I talked about that 3-minute stretch, they
Seeded team still alive in the NCAA tournament. So if you want to talk about Cinderella, was leading Kentucky 57-55, 1:19 to go. Each team with 2 times.
Depend on Diet Mountain Dew Full Tilt Taste. You won't believe it's a diet. Do Diet.
And Kentucky's been doing well playing position defense without.
Is sponsored by Oldsmobile, official car for NCAA championships.
I liked on Wednesday morning when you and I.
I think that you don't want to waste 7 seconds to get at the half court. That's too late.
Good point, Billy. They have only 3 seconds now to operate with.
Exactly.
Inbounding at mid.
We have no tenths of a second on the clock here at the Dome. And now Michigan has no more. Shot is not easy to shoot over a 7'1" guy.
Here's the 7'1" guy getting the ball and being Ronnie Eford.
I mean, Rick Pitino said all the right things yesterday. The players said all the right things yesterday, but they did not expect to be in a 1.
All right, Mike Gorman, Troy Mann just simply had the wind knocked out of him. He's going to be just fine. He'll get back in. The question is, how much of a difference is he going to make with this blitzkrieg going on right now?
Kentucky's fine so far, too. 19-11, they lead this one by 8, 12-17. It's a 19-14 game. Kentucky has a 5-point. 35-24 is our halftime. It's not a...
Virginia Tech's down 9. There's plenty of time in this basketball game for Virginia Tech to make a serious run. But they have to finish. Their has really helped Kentucky is unlike when they played Wisconsin Green Bay, Virginia Tech's offense does not have as good a spacing in it as it did against Wisconsin.
Take a look at what's going to be happening.
Oh, Kentucky is in control, and Dallas and Rick Majerus, Utah head coach, is along.
Best
message and a word from your local station.
That shot, the three-point shot, a big weapon for Wake Forest as it takes on Kentucky next. Cincinnati were the winners in Lexington. Out in Denver, Syracuse beat Georgia in overtime. Kansas came from 3 down late.
All set for Monday night to take on the winner of this battle. It should be Kentucky in UMass coming up when we return to the Meadowlands in New Jersey.
Massachusetts is forward center, a 6'10" senior from Evansville, Indiana, number 40.
Ties Kentucky's largest lead of the half.
It's big-time college basketball. See you later.
Pennzoil at the half was sponsored by Pennzoil. For more engine miles, Pennzoil works like liquid ball bearings.
Pad quickness kills in Kentucky.
When the curtain falls, a new national champion will be crowned, and you, my friend, have the orchestra seats front and center. Right.
Syracuse 33. CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA.
Kentucky goes on a 14-5 run, and now are up by 9 at halftime, 42-33 out here in the Meadowlands. And hi again, everybody. We'll take a break and be back in a moment. Stay with us.
Final 4 semifinal, and by 8 today.
Championship. Maybe we need to go into that a little more depth later. People wouldn't understand. He did win the world championships back in the...
And a whistle.
Wait a minute.
We got the shot.
What happened here?
Utah to the Final Four. 49-39, Blue Devils at halftime, and CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship will continue after this message. Day in the final. Here they are again, trying to see who will land the last spot for the Alamo Dome. Answered to move within 1.
Slow down this momentum, but you can feel Tubby Smith finally got the lineup that he wanted on the floor, Jim, about 3 or 4 minutes ago.
State, the Aggies, a 14th seed, hanging in there. Kentucky matchup in the NCAA tournament for the first time ever. 2 earlier in the day. Now the Chevy most valuable play. Kentucky, where that score is Kentucky 40 and Kansas 36.
Okay, 2 of Auburn's losses, a team that has advanced to a regional, were against Kentucky.
He's been firing threes, who knows?
His last ball game, tremendous play.
Deficit of the tournament, the Spartans.
And by Honda Cycle.
Timeout called by State. Lunch style, Michigan State by 4. State here in St. Louis. Greg Clark and Rick in New York.
The Delta Faucet Company. And by Miller Lite.
Coliseum, Gus Johnson, along with Dan Bonner. Halftime here, 36-27. Kentucky leads Holy Cross. And moments ago, our Dwayne Ballin spoke with Holy Cross coach Willard.
The power personified by the big people.
Bo Ryan said there was a walk. Wasn't called. Kentucky comes back from 6 down at 20-14. Got a feeling these two guys are not redshirt freshmen.
I think they're definitely in graduate school.
52-50, 6:28 to go. Keith Bogan's unable to go in the second half. High ankle sprain. Kirk Penny hitting from outside. 5 3-point.
Back in Columbus with a reminder, you can follow the game on CBS Sportsline's Game Center. Get more than just the game. Get play-by-play coverage as it happens without having to refresh the page. Check it out, cbssportsline.com. And the SEC champion Kentucky Wildcats, their 25th conference title. And they have won 20 games now for 14 consecutive years. And 49 times in Kentucky basketball history. In the first 20 minutes, 52 points for the Rattlers. They have struck against number one. And the balance, the parity in college basketball, you just can't hang your hat on any one team.
No, a lot of things happen. As I was saying, if Mississippi
for 11 from long range, the Blazers go to the locker room with a 9-point lead, and we go to Leslie Visser. $15:25 left in this opening half. Couple in New York after these messages, and a word from your local station.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the Men's Basketball Championship is sponsored by TIAA.
How about the balding bomber from Ball State, David Letterman, to wrap up things. We're under 7 minutes to go here in Indianapolis. Winner on to the Sweet 16, Kentucky by 3. It's been an
Well, Kentucky shot 59% in that first half. And in that position, Kentucky leading it. 10 different Wildcats have scored. We've had 5 lead.
Adventure car. And by Northwestern Mutual.
in a close one against Kentucky, the number 4 seed in the East.
Lowe's. And by UPS.
Send it over to David.
Coach, last year the zone to you.
All right, TA, Missoula and Bryant combined for 26 points. West Virginia with a 41-33 lead over Kentucky. End of the first half here in Tampa. We'll send you to AT&T at the half after this message and a word from your local station.
Coming up after the timeout.
Into the tournament, John Calipari and the Kentucky Wildcats have taken out the number 1 seed in the East. It'll be North Carolina and Kentucky in Newark for the right to go to the Final Four. They'll meet here Sunday, the East Final. We'll send it back to the studio in New York when we continue on the road to the Final Four in a moment.
Coverage of the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament is sponsored by Dish, UPS, and by Taco Bell.
with 7:28 to go first half.
And by BMW.
Stony Brook Seawolves. It's their largest halftime deficit of the season. 33-19. Kentucky on Saturday. They're halfway home with that performance. And we'll send you to AT&T at the half after these messages. Go there. Look at that bounce pass to Eulis, and he is blocked.
Good for them. Purefoy recovering. That's just great effort. We've mentioned or chronicled their struggles on the offensive end, but it's not for lack of want. Just excellent suffocating defense by Kentucky.
And that suffocating defense as Eunice gets out and the hustle.
Look at Purefoy going to the Kentucky band.
We get your back to Jim Nance.
Wow, that one coming down to the wire there. Thank you, Ernie in Raleigh. And the USC Trojans taking on Providence in the winner to face North Carolina.
The country as well.
Had to be some missed free throws in that last.
Can knock down shots the way they have all season long. That's going to give them a lot of confidence early.
Iowa here in Des Moines. Let's get an update from Tracy Wolfson.
Do it all. Big time shot block.
There are times that scoring motivates you or lifts you. How about some great defense to energize?
Whereas you're going to see Murray getting ready to launch it, you just think, this guy's made a three in every game this year.
Exactly. I thought it was going to be dead on.
Not so far today. Tom Crean standing by with